What's going on, guys? This is your boy Random Guy Kev, and this is Thoughts of a Random Guy. We talk about many things dealing with love, dating, relationships, adulting, life's ups and downs, and the ever-evolving world of just being a human. Don't forget to check me out on all your favorite social media platforms at Random Guy Kev and my website at randomguykev.com. Today's topic is I overshare on social media, and my co-host for this episode is...
Hey, it's Sam.
Thank you, Sam, for joining me for this episode. And yeah, social media, another thing that we're constantly talking about. We talked about social media advice givers and people that, use social media as just an everything thing. Like if it's not on social media, it's not real type thing. But then, you have your people who share way too much on social media, and personally it's entertaining for me only because it's just like, damn, is this a reality show right now that's going on? Because it's like the purpose of social media, again, is to share your stuff, whatever you feel like sharing, but sharing every little thing that's going on in your life so then I know what you're doing is a problem. And what do we really consider too much oversharing? Like, those people that stay on social media 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours a day, and that's their life. Like I'm posting pictures, I'm posting a life update, I'm posting this. Like, it's okay to do those things, but in moderation. And you shouldn't always be posting all the details of your life, because that's the new way to kind of stalk people and get their information. And sometimes people talk about, hey, these fake accounts have all your information in them, and they fabricate themselves as you. When people have enough information that they gather from your social media, that's when shit is a problem, because they can create a whole new lifestyle using your images and the information they know about you to hurt other people.
That's so true.
What's your thoughts on this?
I'm in a similar boat where I'm like, hey, I don't think that's a good idea, but also I'll definitely watch from afar and just kind of like have my popcorn while I'm reading. One of my favorite examples of this is like when people would share about like their relationships online and post like, my boyfriend cheated and he cheated with, and then like tags the person. And the stuff like that, I think, is definitely oversharing. Like,
Yeah, no.
we don't need a whole novella on Facebook, okay? But it's a little interesting. But I think for everybody's safety, maybe we tone it down a little bit. Maybe it's not something we post online.
Yeah. I get it if you're a celebrity sometimes, because celebrities, they post on a go. But like sometimes you hear cases of where those celebrities have stalkers, and the stalkers know where they're at because they can identify the stuff in the background of an image, and it's like, bruh, how did you even know they were there? It's like, oh, because this, you could reverse image search the background and do
It's
this.
ridiculous.
And people don't realize there's so much technology out here that any picture you have has a geotag of some sort. People can locate it. You can easily put this information into websites that just locate, hey, okay, this background looks like this. It searches a million other images and finds people's locations. And you kind of, it's scary. It's a scary world out here.
Oh yeah, no, and I like to be a slightly neurotic, hyper aware person, and one of the things that I've learned is that I don't post where I am when I'm there, and if I do, like, I'm leaving in the next 2 minutes, or like, really, you want to keep yourself safe. And especially like as a woman in this day and age, I would say, like, if you're posting like what hotel you're staying at for a conference, like, you're already on the wrong track. Like, you're really putting yourself in a dangerous situation, and there are so many ways to overshare, but once you start jeopardizing your safety, it's just like, was that really necessary? Did that get you more followers?
But like the next thing is, are, doing it for the likes. People love the attention. People love, like it's like you know, just all of it.
Yeah.
People just like to be followed, more get more followers, and it's a social media driven world now.
Right. Well,
The
we've
more
talked about
followers, the more
this.
likes you have. Uh, I mean, sometimes people want to feel more wanted in a sense, not
Oh,
just by if they're in a relationship with somebody, they want to feel wanted more people.
definitely. I think we've talked about this concept of like doing things for attention online, and we've also talked about how it's basic content doesn't get likes. Basic content doesn't garner views and follows and whatever people are seeking. And so once you start posting these like oversharing moments,
Mm-hmm.
that is where people start to kind of dive in and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh, like I could watch this forever." And
Mm-hmm.
it's it's so bad because like the people that seek validation online and the people
Mm-hmm.
that like really put all of this out there, what they don't realize is that like there is this way to validate yourself, and that feels enough. And you don't have to consistently seek the validation from other people, and you don't have to consistently put yourself in a compromising situation in order to do that.
Yeah, and I understand if it's your job, you work in a specific role, or you do specific things in a specific industry that, hey, I have to post this content, I have to do this.
Right.
But sometimes you can share it in a way where it's not like crazy, where,
Right.
where motherfuckers are just popping up on you, or people are using your likeness for other shit.
Yeah. I think it's a fine line between oversharing and and saying something that's honest, but there's a lot of room to practice that and to figure out what's too much and what's not too much, because right, if you don't, then like
I
what is
mean,
this for?
yeah, and like you said, people seeking validation from other sources besides themselves, and that's a whole nother discussion. Uh, Seeking validation, like it's man, people always like, hey, I'm gonna post this. Let me make sure everybody's on the same, like everybody's on the same viewpoints as me. Like if it comes to like a specific topic, and then when you start getting those people that are just like, oh yeah, you're right, that makes sense. You're just like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, this sounds good. This topic seems good. It's like that's what you're looking for. You need
Right.
that reassurance that people are thinking the same way as you, or they view things the same way as you. It's like it's a weird thing, and people, the excitement of it. I think people like the excitement of that.
Yeah, I think not to be like Freudian right now, but I do think a lot of that comes from like having really bad parental or family relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of that comes from this just like developed feeling of being like unwanted or unaware of, and
Mm-hmm.
then these people go online, right? And online there's so many people
Yeah.
that there's going to be people who agree with you. That
Mm-hmm.
is like you're gonna find those people, and
That
whether or
always
not those
happens.
people are correct or not doesn't matter, because you're just looking for people to fuel the fire, and you will find that. There are so many people online that you will find those people, and they'll make you feel good for a second, and then you're itching. You're itching
Yeah.
to post something else.
Yeah. Like, okay, what's the next thing I can get that people will align with me on? And it's like, bruh, it's not that deep.
Right. You're not
It's
like a martyr. You're not a warrior because you posted something online, and people agreed with you. Congratulations. The internet is doing the internet's job, and
word.
you've just fit into it like a little puzzle piece. Like there's nothing really that insane about this concept.
And the thing is, when it comes to oversharing, again, everybody has different viewpoints on what oversharing on social media is. For me, oversharing on social media is sharing a lot of intricate details about your life and what's going on, and the people surrounding you, places you're going. And it's like, it's cool that you're going these places. It's great that you're doing this stuff. It's great that your relationship is going well. But at the same time, keep shit for yourself. Like, and I think that people miss that aspect. Like, if we didn't, and listen, sometimes I just want to delete my Facebook, delete my Instagram, but I do stuff. I do, social media related stuff that I need to keep them. That's the only way you continue to grow your audience and get your whatever you're doing out there. But if I wasn't doing any of this, listen, delete. I don't need this shit. Yeah. I'd miss the food pictures and the food pages and shit, but that's about it. That's really about it.
You could still find those, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. But, it's like when I go on TikTok and people are sitting there like fake crying and telling everyone about what the fuck just happened. It's like, bruh, so you took the moment to sit there, set up your camera, start crying, and start talking about your life and what's going on. I get it. You don't want people to go through the same stuff, but at the same time, keep that shit to your fucking self. Right. Like, we don't need to know all the details, but I mean, sometimes it's funny personally. Other times, damn, that's, and sometimes if you put it on like a podcast and you just put your phone down while you're cleaning and shit, and it's like, damn, that's crazy. That sounds wild. I didn't think people went through shit like that. Sometimes, it's sometimes relatable content, but other times it's just like, you're doing way too much. Yeah. And people don't realize when you overshare sometimes, that could be used against you.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was what I wanted to bring up, was like, we hear all the time about these celebrities who somebody took the time to just scroll back and back and back and back and back on their profile from like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and they said something outrageous. Yeah. And then they get canceled with cancel culture. And
yeah, man, people cancel people over dumb shit. Cancel culture is weird. But no, like on Twitter, like I have some wild shit from like 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. And I like, and I've always tweeted like, yeah, somebody's gonna bring this shit up later. It is what it is. I'm not, I said it at this time. I mean, and we all were at that point where we said things at a specific age, and it's like 10, 15 years later, and we have different viewpoints on it now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I grew up in New York, and so I ended up like, my vocabulary developed in this really just like terrible way that I would never speak that way now, and I don't. And I look back at that person and I'm like, oh my gosh, you were just so like lost and unaware and uneducated. And now, like, I don't think that's a good representation of me, but like, and it's why I'd love to, like, the same position as you, cancel my Facebook or shut down my Twitter or whatever, but because I need it for work or because I need it for other reasons, I do keep it. But I know that, like, someone does enough digging, they'll find things that I said that, like, I do regret that I said, and I hate that I even published online, because now it's there forever. Like, it's not going away.
Yeah, and people don't realize that once it's out, it's out.
Oh my gosh.
Once it's out, it is out, and it's like, damn, it is what it is. All you can do really is apologize for it later on, and it sucks. But it's like, yo, I was at a different point in my life. I educated myself. I got better, and I don't think that way anymore.
Right.
And it's like, sometimes you try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I hate, like, sometimes, there's always something about, like, some type of celebrity they said some shit like 10, 15 years ago, and then it comes up now because somebody took a deep dive on Twitter to find it, and it's like, bro, what?
But people will do that. Yeah, so it's,
now you gotta go on an apology tour.
Oh,
like,
jeez.
Bruh.
Because that really helps, right? That really makes a difference.
Like, the fuck? An apology tour now?
Speaking of, like, oversharing and apologizing, I don't know if you've heard about, like, the drama with Miranda Sings.
No. What's going on with that?
So there's this woman, and for a while she's been pretty popular on YouTube, and she, like, she wears like this messy red lipstick, and her character is like a little, like, her speech is slurred, and like she's just a character online essentially, and it does really connect with younger people, specifically like teens, and even younger teens, like kind of children. And so
Yeah.
there's this, she plays this character, and she was so popular she was going on tour, and she would have people come up on stage, and essentially a lot of young adults and teens start coming out and saying, like, I actually didn't like the routine she did on stage because I felt violated personally, and I felt like really made fun of. There was like a skit where she like opens a teen's legs in front of her and in front of the crowd, and there's just all of these things that just don't seem right. And so instead of taking some serious accountability about this, she makes an apology video. But the apology video is a song, and people think she made it a song so she could, like, register it as her song and charge people if they did like a YouTube reaction video of it.
Damn.
So here's this example of somebody who just like, and then she thinks she's right. She thinks she's justified. So she's singing along to her ukulele. This is her apology video. And she's singing, and she's just like, I didn't know that was bad. I didn't know you shouldn't do that.
See, and that's the problem. Like, when you sometimes you just got just sit your ass down. She
Right.
needs she. The thing is, people like that, you make enough money to have a media team that can. But
She
sometimes even
must.
media teams don't even correct you.
Right. Well, I think some people, they just think they know best, right? And I think this is a really prime example of just being aware of what you're putting online. Like,
Yeah.
is this, so first off, are you aware of like what you did and how what you did was harmful to people online and people in person? And then secondly, like, is this genuine? Like, is this a real thing, or are you just trying to make money off of it? And now this
Yeah.
is online forever.
For forever. Yep.
And even if she deletes it, like, people have recorded it, right? Like, and so what are you gonna do? Like, how do you explain this to your children? Like, how do you explain this to your family, to the people you care about? Like, doesn't this impact that? Like, don't you feel some type of remorse?
Yeah, I mean, some of them don't give a fuck. So
No.
it's, again, that's like, sit your ass down and reevaluate your life, and remember that, I mean, I get it, shit happens sometimes, but don't make shit worse for yourself. Like, that seems like she was seeking more attention to me.
Totally. It
See,
wasn't
like,
genuine.
and that's what people do when they, overshare or do too much shit on social media. They want more. They're seeking more attention from different sources. They want to be talked about at all times. They want to be on the radar. So, I mean, everybody's already watching you, so you have to be mindful of what you share. Sometimes, you learn that. I mean, sometimes some people learn it, other people don't learn it. It kind of sucks, because, like, sometimes I'll sit there to myself. I'm like, damn, should I post this? Nah, people don't need to know I'm out here. Like, sometimes, like, I'll be like, say, if I go to, the last time I was in LA, like, when we were at the photo shoot, I told a couple people like I was coming out, but I couldn't really do anything because there was not enough time. And then I posted pictures afterwards, and people were just like, "Oh, bro, you're in LA? Like, let's link up. Let's do." I'm like, "Bro, I already left. It's too late for that. I already left. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'll catch you on the next wave."
No, good for you, honestly, because I think, like, people do that, right? They reach out when it's too late, and you're like, okay, like, I mean, maybe next time, don't worry, like, we'll figure it out. It's not that big a deal.
Word. Man, at the end of the day, I mean, again, do what you feel comfortable doing, but at the same time, be mindful. Everybody's watching what you're doing.
Yeah.
We all at least minimum have one stalker or one person trying to take our identity to use it for something else. So be mindful what the fuck you put online, because right now somebody can be using your photos to catfish somebody on something.
Yeah.
I tell everybody that I've been told my photo is on like a couple websites, and I'm like, well, it is what it is.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, but you can do a reverse image search on a lot of your photos on Google. On Google, you throw it in there, and it'll pop up on a couple websites. But I've been DM'd before where it's like, hey, like we abruptly stopped talking on so and so website. I'm like, miss, I don't even know you. Like I don't know you personally.
Oh no.
And I'm not on that website that whatever you're talking about.
Oh no.
You probably got catfished. I'm not gonna hold you. I was like, oh damn, that fucking sucks. Okay,
Oh
like,
no.
and this person fucking lived in Florida, and it said that I lived in Florida. I'm like, miss, I live in Jersey. Stop it. No. That's
Not the catfishing.
yeah. So again, it's like sometimes you don't have to overshare to be, tricked or to be stalked, but it's just
Well,
share enough where it's like people don't know the real you.
I think it's such an interesting thing because when I was growing up, like the internet was becoming very mainstream, and I think for you too.
Yeah,
and
for
so,
most of us.
like when we were growing up, I feel like it was always said like, don't post things that are embarrassing online. Like future employers could see that, people can stalk you, and there was a lot of like fear around oversharing online. But now
It's not. People just share everything.
exactly. And I do think it's because we're already in the swing of the internet, and like people aren't being raised with this like this little bit of fear in the back of their mind that like this could be a dangerous thing.
Yeah, at the time, like, a lot of companies did look at your social media to make sure you weren't doing any type of bullshit or,
I
doing some wild
remember
shit.
them saying like, don't have red Solo cups in your profile.
But, I mean, even now though, like, you go ahead and speak your opinion, and if it's like radical, people still put their company information in their bios and shit like that. It's like, okay, I'm gonna send this over to your HR company. Let's get you fired.
Yeah, like that seems like you kind of did yourself a whole big disservice there.
Yeah, shit is crazy. The world we live in, but at the same time, it's like, again, guys, just think to yourself, what is too much to share? And stop doing that. Stop
Keep
doing
it to
that
yourself.
yeah, I mean, bro, and I also watch too much true crime, so I be seeing situations where, people get in conversations with the wrong people, and they think it's somebody and it's not, and it's like, bro, like, this motherfucker been stalking you based off your page, and the details and information you posted on your page. Please stop.
That's freaky.
Like, be a little bit more mindful of what you're doing, because again, people take advantage of that stuff and run with it, like good or bad. But as we get to the end of this, what do you want to leave people with in regards to oversharing on social media?
Be careful, your future employers could see what you're doing. But no, exactly what you said. Like, just be aware, be mindful, and just know about what you're posting online. Is it really that important? If the answer is yes, then sure, maybe you post it. But if the answer is no, people don't really need to know about this. Keep it to yourself. It's okay.
Word. I mean, just be mindful. You could easily be Googled for most people. Some people that don't have like common names and stamps and stuff like that. If I have your first name and your last name, and I know general vicinity where you live, you can easily put that information in a Google search and find somebody that you're looking for. So just be mindful. If somebody needs to find some information of you and you post way too much or share way too much, people could just look that up and keep it pushing. But that's food for thought. But thank you, Sam, for joining me for this episode. You guys can find me on all social media platforms at Random Guy Kev and my website at randomguykev.com. Don't forget to check in, and I will catch you guys on the next one.